And on this Christmas Eve, if you don't believe in miracles, I've got something that can give you faith. I found bipartisanship right here in Washington. Even in a largely polarized Congress without a lot of fanfare, they actually passed legislation before going home for the holidays that could make life easier for millions of Americans.
GOP Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers will never forget the moment her doctor broke the news about her first baby.
He was diagnosed with Down syndrome 3 days after he was born. And with that diagnosis comes a long list of potential complications.
And a warning.
They said, now, don't put any assets in his name.
Why did they say that to you?
In case Cole, our son, would ever have to qualify for some of these programs, they didn't want the assets to disqualify him.
To qualify for many government services, people with disabilities can only have $2,000 in assets, and having a disability is expensive. Doctors, special schools, transportation, a financial strain for some 60 million disabled Americans and their families. Before Congress left town, they created something new, tax-free savings accounts to pay for special needs for everything from autism to blindness.
My 21-year-old Down syndrome son, Alex Sessions, an Eagle Scout, a cool guy.
For Republican Pete Sessions, it's also personal.
And he's learning how to do things, to be independent, and this act will help him and tens of thousands more.
It allows parents, grandparents, friends, anyone, or the person themselves to start putting money aside because you can think of no one that needs money more going into their future than a person with disabilities.
The issue created something rare, overwhelming bipartisanship, because so many can relate. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar's daughter, OK Now, was born unable to swallow.
I was able to see life through the eyes of a parent with a child with disability.
What do you think your message, sitting together as a Democrat and Republican, getting this done, should be?
I would say take heart.
There are still people of goodwill that want to work together to get things done, and that's how we have to go into this new year.
The concept of these tax-free savings accounts came from everyday citizens like Stephen Beck of Virginia, who pushed hard for years to get it passed after dealing with the financial burden of raising his disabled daughter.
The bill passes.
Just a few days after watching the House finally approve the bill, Beck died suddenly of a heart attack, and members of Congress moved to name this new law after him.
It is a tremendous example of a parent, a dad, who had an idea as to how we could improve his daughter's lives and rallied the disabilities community, rallied Republicans, Democrats, House, Senate, got it done. And so you can make a difference.
And before President Obama left the White House for vacation in Hawaii, he took out his pen, signed the bill, and he made the Stephen Beck ABLE Act the law of the land.